Hey guys, it's Smashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. And if it's your first time, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm super stoked for today's video, and yes, I say that for almost every video, but I like to make things, so that excites me, all right? Today, you guys are in for a treat because I'm gonna give you a 2-for-1. Of course, we are gonna have a DIY, but it's also gonna be this really cute, romantic date night idea that I have in mind. And with Valentine's Day right around the corner, it's the perfect stay-at-home date. So for today, we're gonna be making a collapsible floor table, which is kind of a cross between like a coffee table and a traditional Japanese shakodai, which they also make collapsible. But we came up with our design and we were just thinking like, you know, we're all kind of stuck at home. Of course, we could go out to eat for dinner, but how cute would it be if we had our own little romantic dinner at home? So that being said, be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video so you can see how the whole thing comes together. But for now, let's go ahead and jump right in. And also, surprise treat, Daniel is actually gonna be the one that is building the table for us today. And I cannot wait for you guys to see how it all comes together. Before we move into that, I am just gonna flash up on the screen everything that you would need in terms of materials and the measurements that we used for this video, in case you guys are recreating this at home, so you can kind of follow our pattern or design, if you will. All right, let's go ahead and jump in.
So the first thing we did was take our 4 pieces of plywood and made them into 2 by wood gluing and clamping them overnight, so that way we have nice strong legs for our table. So now that we have our legs made, the next thing is to mark where we want the legs to be screwed into the table. So we pretty much measured out the middle and made our markers there. The next step is to mark where we want our brackets to be on the legs. We decided to do 4 inches from the sides to distribute the weight. The legs do get kind of heavy when you glue them together, so we just want to make sure that they don't fall apart. Very important, however you decide to put on your brackets, make sure that they're parallel to each other, because if they're not, you're gonna have a tough time closing them because one's going one way and the other bracket's going another way. So I decided to use my speed square to help me get those parallel markings, only because it's very helpful to make perpendicular lines against the wood. So this is the bracket that we end up buying on Amazon. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty sturdy. If you see like the little tab there, you press that and then you lock it open. So that way when you're on the table moving around, it's not gonna fold on you. We can go ahead and place our bracket on our markers. There is technically 3 holes on the long portion of the bracket, but it's kind of hard to get to the middle hole, so I'm just gonna do only 2. So now we're gonna take our 1-inch screws and go ahead and screw those bad boys into the legs. So find your markings that you made earlier, place the legs in between those markings, and then you'll be ready to screw them in. Now that both brackets are on, we're good to actually go and screw them into the table. Here is where the 1/4-inch screws come in. And the reason why you use 1/4-inch screws is because anything bigger than that is probably going to go through the top of a wood, and of course we don't want that. Now that all our screws are put in, let's test this bad boy out. So we're going to press both the tabs and bring it down and kind of bring it back a couple times to make sure that it feels nice. Next step is to sand. So my favorite part about any wood project that we do is staining it. I love to see it transform and see those grains pop out even more. Keep in mind, the longer you leave the stain on, the darker it will get. If you want to lightly stain it, then I would wipe on and then wipe off.
Thanks, Dan. My turn. Now it's time to take this new table and turn it into our romantic dinner date night. So because we live in Florida, we actually decided to set up the table outside on our back patio, which is where I envision we will have our real date night. Table setting is probably one of my favorite things to do, whether it's at home or for an event. So I love this part of just putting everything together. I really just went with a lot of what I had in my stash. So we added the runner, as you guys can see, some of the candlesticks, and then I had these dry flowers from some flowers that Daniel got me recently for our anniversary. And of course, it wouldn't be a dinner date night without our own individual place setting. So I just slide those down. And I got these cushions from Walmart. I'll be sure to go ahead and link them for you below. But I absolutely loved them and they were super comfy to sit on. And then some more decorative pillows that I just picked up on Amazon. And voila! Well, that is it for today's video, guys. I really, really hope that you enjoyed the way... Words! I really hope that you guys enjoyed the way everything turned out. I obviously absolutely love it and I cannot wait to recreate it for our Valentine's Day. We're gonna be doing stay-at-home quarantine COVID edition of a romantic date night, however you want to call it. But anytime I think romantic, I think candles, which I have a lot of. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys recognize where the candlesticks were from. Also, let me know any other future videos that you guys might like to see. We're in planning mode right now. I have a lot of really cool stuff coming up that I think you guys will really enjoy. So as always, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.